All right, welcome to sort of part two of this virtual lab about plant organs. We're still going to be talking about leaves, stems, and roots. It's sort of our only option. But now we're going to talk about organ modifications. Sometimes plant organs stray from their primary normal function. In fact, sometimes they end up being so good at this new secondary function that they lose the ability from their primary function that they used to have. There's all sorts of modifications. This is because plants find themselves in all sorts of environments around the globe. When there are environmental pressures like, cold winters or long periods with no rainfall or maybe too much water, or maybe plants find themselves in the presence of a large hungry herbivore, they will adapt over time. Or in other words, the species will adapt over many generations because the ones that are best fit to this harsh environment will survive, and the ones that are not fit to this environment, whatever it is, they won't. They must, otherwise they'll go extinct, right? They must adapt. Different lineages of plants have tried out all sorts of different ways to solve the same types of problems, as I think you will see. Imagine you're a plant and you find yourself in the presence of a large herbivore, for example. Well, the normal leaves and stems and roots we've talked about so far are not going to provide any sort of defense against these large animals. Some part of your body is going to have to adapt to some new functionality. Or maybe you find yourself in a place, maybe you're a plant and you find yourself in a place where it rains every once in a while and then it's dry for long periods of time. Well, some sort of storage organ to provide nutrients during the dry times might be beneficial compared to, say, a plant who is not able to store water and or nutrients during that drought. There are many, many other functions of roots and stems and leaves that we'll be talking about. So something super important that we have to clarify right now. Do you remember how to tell the difference between a root, a stem, and a leaf? This is important. Okay, stems have nodes and internodes. There you go. Leaves have axillary buds at their bases. Also, leaves are attached to stems always. Leaves are not attached to other leaves, nor are they attached to roots. And then roots, they do not have the node and internode pattern, and they have root hairs and root caps. Okay. Notice that I didn't say anything about above or below ground. So I'm going to go over some specialized organ modifications, kind of organized by organ and the way we've been talking about them, organized by root and leaf and stem. Somewhere in your notes, I would like for you to keep track of each organ modification by grouping them by their function. And spoiler alert, I think you'll notice some overlap in their functionality.